Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Don't even say it because I already know. Girl, what are you doing? Why do you keep leaving? I really just get into it during this video. But yeah, today I wanted to do a very sunburnt, sun-kissed, bronzy, glowy, as you can see, very glowy for me, makeup. And it is based on this girl I found on TikTok. Her name is Andie Ajello. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but yeah, she does this like beautiful bronzy sunburnt makeup, and I'm obsessed with it, and I watch every single video she puts up. So if you want to see how I get this look, then keep watching. And I definitely stole it from her, so just so you know. Anyways, hopefully you enjoy. Hello, I am sorry. I will explain where I've been again. Let's hope we're done with this now. Anyways, I'll explain while I'm getting ready, but today I'm going to be doing a glowy, bronzy summer makeup inspired by, I believe her name is Andie. I don't know how to say her last name. I think it's Ajello, I think. I saw her on TikTok and I was like, that is some of the most beautiful summer makeup I've ever seen, and I'm going to replicate it. I have a lot of the products that she used, not all, but most. So I am going to use those today. And y'all know, I am a combo oily girl. So it's gonna be scary for me to use all these glowy products, but we will see how it turns out and how it lasts. So let's start off by using, she usually goes in with either the Milk tinted, like the new Milk tinted moisturizer. I don't have that. I returned it, but then I bought it again, and I bought it in a different shade. So we'll see how I feel about shade number 2. I had number 4 and it was just kind of like too orangey, peachy. Number 2 was like my perfect match, so we'll see. I also ordered the Merit the uniform. I had to order it from the US, so we'll see. I don't know how long it's gonna take to get to me, but anyway, we're gonna start with the NYX Buttermelt Glaze. I bought this when I was in the US. We don't have it here in Canada yet. Soft Glow Skin Tint. It's the sunscreen broad spectrum SPF 30 in Whipped Butter, which is the first shade, because the second shade looks so much darker than the first one, but this one is a tiny bit light. So I am going to mix it a teeny tiny bit with my Bronzy Sunshine Drops, just to kind of give me a little bit more of that summer glow, because this ain't gonna give nobody a summer glow. Look how light it is. So I will mix the two and get started. So I've just gone in with my skincare, and then I used, what did I use? Oh, the MAC, this guy here, this is new, the MAC Studio Fix Mattifying 12-Hour Shine Control, because if I don't use this, I will be a greasy mess. So I just have to use something to control the oils a little bit. So yeah, let's get going here. So this is what I have on my hand, and I'm just gonna mix the two up a little bit. This shade looks very like pinky, and listen, my skin is going through it. Look how red it is right now. It's crazy. So last weekend, oh my goodness, you guys, I went for, because I was having those weird like stomach issues for a week, my doctor is very proactive and she will send me for tests if she even has the slightest inkling that something might be wrong. She's not one of those doctors that's like, you're young, you're fine, even though like I'm not that young anymore. Like I'm 41. A lot of doctors will just kind of push you off to the side when you tell them that something may not be 100% right or you're feeling a little bit weird. She is not that doctor. She will send me, and also I have that Lynch syndrome, so they take any issues a little bit more seriously, which is the only good part about having it. That is basically a cancer gene. So this is the reason why I am going for a hysterectomy. I'm just waiting. I had my pre-op appointment. I am waiting to go for the surgery, so I still don't have a date yet, which is incredibly, I'm like trying to pull something out of my hair. It's my own ear, which is incredibly frustrating not having a date, because I need to know, you know, when I'm going in. I need the holiday time, and it's a whole thing. Anyway, I'm just gonna add a little bit more because I just didn't have quite enough to cover my whole face, especially because of this redness. So anyways, when I was having those stomach issues, I do regularly go for colonoscopies every couple years, which is good fun. I have gone for a colonoscopy like within the last couple years, and it was normal. And she did say, like, I'm thinking what you're having is anxiety, which I also thought, because I didn't lose my appetite, but I was just like in the washroom a lot, and I'm like, what is wrong with me? And I do, like many people, get like nervous poops. Sorry, TMI, but I mean, that's just what it is. So I think that's what was going on. I was stressed out about some things in life, and so I think that's what was going on. But anyway, she sent me for a CT scan. Long story short, sorry, I'm just going on and on. She sent me for a CT scan, and I had a CT scan with the IV contrast dye, because you can actually just like see everything more clearly with the contrast dye. And at first they took a couple pictures without, like, that was the first time I've ever had a CT. So she just wanted to make sure everything was good with, like, it was basically a like abdominal and pelvic CT, just to make sure everything was all good. So they first did pictures without the dye, and then they inject the dye. And as soon as they injected the dye, my heart went crazy. It was the weirdest, I don't know, it was not a good feeling. I did not enjoy the feeling of my heart. As soon as they injected it, it started like palpitating in a really weird, uncomfortable way that I've never had before. And I was like, oh my goodness, what is wrong with me? Like, I felt like I was literally gonna have a heart attack. It just was like, I could feel it beating in my chest, and it was like beating in a weird way that I've never experienced before. Like, I have had heart palpitations, and like I said in my last video, she did do an EKG to make sure everything was good, because she is very proactive, but everything was fine in the EKG. And yeah, so anyways, it was just beating really weird. Besides that, everything was fine. They make you drink like a ton of water before you go in. They made me drink 2 massive glasses of water before I went in. All in all, it was a very quick procedure. I think I was there for maybe half an hour, like including wait time. And I ended up getting out before my appointment was even done. So, or before my appointment was even supposed to start. It was supposed to start at 3:15, and I was out by like 10 after 3. So it was great. Had half of the day off. I was fine. And then we ended up going shopping, my husband and I. We went to Old Navy, and I remember just like trying stuff on, and I was just so hot. Like, I was just really, really hot. They do say keep drinking water to flush it out of your system. And I was drinking a lot of water. Like I said, they made you drink a ton, and I drank a ton after I was done. So this is the NYX. So you can see I still have some redness, but I'm just gonna leave it because we want our skin to look a little bit more natural and glowy today. So I'm gonna leave it. I am gonna use, I don't know which concealer to use. She usually uses the Kosas, the Illusion, I think the shade is called Illusion. It's like a peachy shade. I don't know. I'm wondering if I should use Refi. Let's use Refi. I haven't used this one in a little while. It's a little more serum-like. So anyways, we were fine. I went to Old Navy. We were just shopping a little bit. Then we ended up going to the gym, which might have been an issue. They didn't say anything, like nothing's a problem. You go about your regular day when you're done. And I just was complaining to him how hot I was. And honestly, I feel like sometimes I do start to get hot flashes now that I'm 40. Like, it sounds a little bit crazy, but I really do think that I get hot flashes. And so I thought maybe that was just the issue. And I was like, oh my God, I had to take off I was wearing this like little gym kind of small, like, you know, those little like compression jacket type things. I was wearing that and I like whipped it off, and I was just wearing, I don't normally just wear, like, I'm a little self-conscious now. I gained a little bit of weight back since my wedding. But anyway, normally I wear like either a t-shirt or, you know, a tank top, whatever. I don't ever just wear my sports bra, and I was so hot I could not even handle it. So I whipped off my jacket and he was like, are you okay? I'm like, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not liking how this is looking right now. It's looking, I don't know, crepey for some reason. Maybe I put too much. I don't know. I'm going to just set it down with my Pat McGrath powder. She uses the Kosas Candy. I think it's like the Cloud Set powder. And I don't have that. So I will not be using that. So I'm just going on in with powder like under my eye for now. But I'm keeping my skin glowy. I'm not touching it just yet. Anyways, so we get back, everything's fine. We watch some shows. I don't know what I was thinking, but my face felt really, really red and blotchy and hot. So I'm like, I'm gonna do my red light therapy mask. Why? I don't know. I Googled if a red light therapy mask will help to calm down like irritated skin, and it said yes. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that. And then when I was done, it was so red. Like, you can't even see it in pictures. You can't really tell. Like, I feel like even now my face is more red in person than it's coming up on camera. And so I can't even show you like accurate pictures of how red it really was. But my face and my chest were like beet red. And I'm still blotchy, and I don't know what this blotchiness is about, but we'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, so anyways, went to bed. I think I took an allergy pill before bed because I was like, oh, maybe I'm allergic to that contrast dye because I'm feeling so hot and weird. And so took an allergy pill before bed. My skin was just feeling so hot, so tight. I don't know if you've ever had like a bad allergic reaction where your skin literally feels so tight, like somebody's like sucking it back and you almost look like you, I can't explain it. It almost like ages your skin. It looks so weird and like crinkly in a weird way. I can't explain it. So anyway, I wake up in the morning and my face is so puffy. Like, it was crazy. The puffiness was insane. Did I just powder that? I can't remember if I powdered or not. I think I did. Oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? Yes, I had. Anyways, what was I? Oh yeah, so I woke up, my face was insane. So puffy. My eyes were like this, closed like this. My lips were like out to here. I'm like, oh, that's what I look like with lip filler. Okay. She also goes in with this quite often, the Endless Cacao, the artist stick. So I'm gonna do that. And a little up here. And I just blend that out. So I called my mom and I just started crying because I was like, oh my God, what's wrong with me? Look at my face. And I was noticing like a little bit of hives the night before, but I'm like, okay, well, it's not severe. I think I'm fine. And then we ended up going to the ER because I called, don't ask me why. My husband was like, call poison control. I'm like, well, it's not poison. So I told them I had that contrast dye IV thing, and they were like, yeah, go to the hospital that you went to because they'll have your information. They'll know like what they used and everything, which they didn't, because obviously the ER is separate from the CT area. But anyway, so did that, stayed there for about 3.5 hours, which actually is not bad. Our ERs are so bad that usually you go and you have to stay for like 8 to 10 hours. It's crazy, especially that hospital. So I was like, oh, I really don't want to go there, but I had to. So they ended up giving me, I took an allergy pill that morning. They ended up giving me 2 Benadryls just to see if like everything would calm down a little bit. And it did. However, I was still very like swollen, puffy. So she goes in with the Say bronzer every time. She uses Stinson, which is quite a bit darker. I have Sand, which is the lightest. So we're gonna go in with Sand. And she puts it like everywhere, like literally everywhere. Just and on her chin. This is a lot for me. So we'll see how this turns out. Yeah, so we were there for about 3.5 hours. My husband came with me, trooper. And then, yeah, they gave me 2 Benadryls just to calm everything down. Then I stayed there forever. They were just like watching my heart rate and everything, making sure I didn't have like an anaphylactic reaction, which I did not. It wasn't like in my chest or anything. Like I wasn't having trouble breathing. It was just my face was so swollen and crazy. And yeah, it felt like I had a really bad sunburn where you touch your skin and it just burns. You know, a sunburn. This is so glowy and it's like stressing me out a little bit. Like I am feeling very much the need to powder, but we will go on. And yeah, so they ended up also giving me prednisone, just 1 pill, which will help take down like inflammation and swelling. And it did, thank God. That like tightness feeling went away. Whew, this is a lot of glow. This is a lot of glow. She does set things down later with a little bit of powder. Like I said, she uses that candy powder. I don't have that, so I'm just gonna use probably my MAC powder. What do we do after that? She uses this quite often. So she either goes in with Anywhere Caffeine Stick, which is like a reddish shade, or she does Sleepy Girl quite often by Rhode. So I'm gonna do Sleepy Girl. So anywho, yeah, they gave me the prednisone and that kind of took everything down, and then we ended up leaving after that. So it was kind of a gong show. Saturday was kind of a write-off because, yeah, we just spent most of it in the hospital chilling. But yeah, good times. And then my doctor called me Monday, I believe, and she was like, hey, she's like, yeah, so I got the results to your CT, which I was already kind of freaking out about because I was like, you know, I get like weird stomach aches sometimes, and I do have IBS. Like, it is confirmed I do have IBS. So Okay, I'm going in with that powder now because, you know, I'm feeling a little crazy. So just in the areas that I really, really need it, which are literally right here. And right here, we're still gonna keep it glowy. I don't want to take it all away. Usually I powder my whole face, but I'm just gonna powder like the immediate areas. So I'm still keeping everything else quite glowy. Yeah, so she called me Monday and she was like, oh, I got your CTU results back. Everything looks great. Everything is normal. She's like, you just have that one small ovarian cyst on the left side. And I was like, huh? And she's like, oh yeah, you have that small cyst on your left ovary. And I'm like, since when? That's news to me. And yeah, so I have an ovarian cyst and I did not know about it, and I was having slight pain on my left hand side, and especially, I don't know why this period TMI was so much worse, but she did mention something about it being, I don't know how they know this, because I think you do have to do, now I might be going for an ultrasound just to like confirm that everything's fine or that the cyst will go away. But she did mention something about it potentially being like a follicular cyst, which is sometimes the cyst that basically during ovulation, which would make sense because this was the week before I got my period, the week before ovulation, your something about like your eggs being released, and if it doesn't rupture, then it can cause a cyst. And I think that is basically what she was saying. I'm going in with the Makeup by Marielle bronzer. She uses this one as well, and this is the newer one, and I have the shade light medium. She goes in with a darker one because she's much darker than me. Jealous. But anyway, yeah, so apparently that's what she thinks it is. I don't know if she can know for sure until I have that ultrasound. So yay, now I have another appointment to go to. Just over it, you know? I don't know why, but when she told me that, I just started crying. I was at work and I called my mom and I just started crying, and I think it's just because I mean, with this Lynch syndrome, anything that has to do with uterus, ovaries, everything, like, it's scary. Like, I don't know. I think I'm just so sick and tired of having to go to all these appointments and being stressed out and just taking time off of work and everything. It's just, I've had enough. I'm done with the appointments. At this point, I just want to get my hysterectomy done and I want to get everything out. Like, that sounds terrible, but I'm spent, okay? Gonna go in with the Say Blush and Chow. And yeah, I'm just kind of over it. I just want everything gone. I know there's like a whole load of issues that come with getting a hysterectomy, and it's not going to be fun, but I just want this weight lifted off of my shoulders. I don't want to be worried about getting uterine cancer, ovarian cancer, cervical cancer. Like, I just want to be done. So yeah, that's what's up. So that's what happened, and good times, but not really. So yeah, hopefully, I'm sorry that to my friends here on YouTube, I have not been active, who are YouTubers, I meant to say. I've not been active in watching anybody's videos. I've just been like, well, I've been watching a lot of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is what I have been doing. So she goes in with this too. This is the Westman Atelier Super Loaded Highlighter, and I have the shade Peau de Pêche. And I'm just gonna take my finger and go in finger. Like, everything just looks so good on her. Like, it doesn't look the same on me. She's obviously way more tanned, which looks better than my paleness. But everything just looked so sun-kissed and beautiful. Like, she wears a ton of blush, but it looks so good on her. It just really just looks like a sunburn. So we're gonna try to go for that look also. She does freckles. I did have a freckle pen. I have no idea if I still have it. Let's look. I think this is it. Nope. Yeah, so I'm just done, you know? I'm done with all the appointments, and like, of course I'm nervous for this surgery, but like my cousin also had it. I'm gonna just go in with my brow pen and just do some. I remember one year I got, let's just like make my, one year I got a little sunburn and I had little cute freckles on my nose, and I was like, oh my god, that is so cute. That's the first time I ever had freckles, and I loved it. I had the actual ColourPop freckle pen, but I literally have no idea where it is. But actually this is looking quite natural because this is the blonde pencil, so they're very discreet. Very discreet. Yeah, so anywho, if you have had a hysterectomy, tell me about your experience. If you are going through menopause, or perimenopause, I should say, tell me about your experience. I think that I am having a lot of my friend and I have talked about, my friend Denise, have talked about this on, just through the comments, just talking about, you know, like perimenopausal symptoms and all that fun stuff. Okay, so for brows, she doesn't do a ton. She just does basically just a brow gel. I am gonna do my brows as I normally do. I'll go off camera to do that. But on the eyes, she doesn't do a ton on the eyes. I'm usually an eyes kind of gal. I think I'm just gonna go in with Laying Low right now, just to kind of mask these veins on my eyelids. Anyways, yeah, my skin this morning, I noticed it's like very blotchy. It almost looks like there's little teeny tiny red dots on it. And I don't know what that's about. And it could be a nerve thing, could be a stress thing, could be an allergy thing. So now I have to go for allergy tests because they were like, oh, hey. They also gave me a pen, one of those pens for when you have an allergic reaction. Oh my gosh, I can't remember what it's called right now. But they did give me that just in case. They're like, you know, you never know if you're going to be having a crazy allergic reaction. Oh, EpiPen. So they're like, just in case, here you go. I'm like, okay, probably good to have. I do have a shrimp allergy, and that's the only other time that my face has really like swelled up and gotten crazy, is when I had that allergy to shrimp. And I just want to know like what other foods I might be allergic to, and yeah, just see what's up. Okay, so eyes, let's go in. I'm gonna just use the bronzer. Like I said, she doesn't do a ton. I'm just gonna go in with my Makeup by Mario bronzer in the crease, and then I think I'm just gonna go in with that same highlight, the super loaded highlighter from Westman, and just use that on the eyes. I've seen her use that on the eyes quite often. She also really likes the Too Faced Peach, what is it called? The Peach palette. I have that one, but it's really old, and I am keeping it for kind of memory's sake because it was so hard to get. I remember my mother-in-law was even looking for it for me until I finally found it. I think she like waited in line to see if she could get it for me, which was so sweet. And I don't think they had it, but yeah, I miss those days. It was so fun when you used to get so excited about a new release of a product. I mean, I still sometimes get excited about a new release, and you just, like, I know at midnight it's going to be released. I think I did that with the Moonlight palette, which I really haven't worn often lately, but it's still a beautiful palette. Okay, so some bronzer in the crease. That Lay-In Low does have a little bit of a kind of bronzy look to it. And then we're going to go back in with that highlight and put it on the eyes. I hope this doesn't make my eyeliner crease. She doesn't use a ton of liner. I'm going to go in with very little liner. But yeah, there's the super loaded highlight, baby. This is probably expired, but it still smells okay. And I used it the other day and it was fine. Ouch. But it is a creamy texture, so I hope it dries down just a tiny bit. Sorry, I went ahead and did one brow off camera, so it's not completely done, but mostly. She uses the Refi gel. I just use the 24-hour brow lamination. I've been loving this. It's so good. I almost like it more, maybe, than my Benefit. So I ran out of my Benefit brow pencil, so I just use the CoverGirl, which is what I normally use. She has beautiful, fuller brows than I do, so I do have to just fill them in a little here. But yeah, let me know, does anybody have any stories about perimenopause? How are you feeling? How old are you? Like, I think I do have kind of viewers that are a little more around my age or a little bit older possibly. So I'd like to know, how are you dealing with it? Are you on hormones? Because I will be going on estrogen, and I do watch some creators who are a little bit older than I am, and I did see some people talking about they haven't had hysterectomies or anything, but some I have seen who have been on, like, they're going through menopause right now or perimenopause, and they are on hormones, and I have seen some people say they did not react well to going on estrogen and progesterone. And I don't know. My cousin did go on both. She said once she went on progesterone, it made her feel much better, but I've heard the opposite from people I've watched on YouTube, or just one person specifically. Her channel used to be called Sugar Puff and Fluff. It's Nisha, but I can't remember. She changed her channel name, so if I find it, I will, I think if you look up Sugar Puff and Fluff, you'll still be able to find her channel. She'll still come up. But yeah, I know that she was really struggling with being on progesterone, and I know that when you have your parts still and you go on estrogen, they do like that you go on progesterone as well, because it helps protect your, I guess, your uterus from, I think, from cancer. I don't really know. I should know this, but I'm not sure. All I know is I'm getting everything out, and that's what's happening. And I will be on estrogen. She's already written me a prescription for when I do have my surgery, and I am having it done laparoscopically. So that's all I know for now. Just waiting. But yeah, let's talk about something more fun. Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is crazy. Oh my goodness. The drama. How did I not start watching this sooner? I love good garbage TV, okay? I'm not gonna lie. I rip through those shows like nothing. My face is really hot right now still. Like, I don't know what is going on with my system. It's just my face. So weird. But anyways, yeah, that show is nutty. I'm like, whoa. Those girls get up to some stuff. And it's funny because you're like, the stuff they do, like, I'm not super duper crazy religious, like, follow the book. Like, listen, I'm human, okay? But I do believe in God. I used to go to church all the time when I was younger. Haven't really, since COVID, I'm kind of like, I don't know. I just don't like a huge crowd. But I'm one of those people. I'm very like, I was pretty afraid of COVID. I have had it and it wasn't pleasant, so I don't really want to get it again. I'm not saying that you would, but you know, whatever. But yeah, I'm just like, whoa, those girls get up to some stuff. And the one who was doing, I think her name is, of course I can't think of it now. It's not Macy, it's Whitney. Dancing in the hospital when your baby has RSV. What are we doing? What are we doing? And some of the girls were like, oh, it's because she was happy that the baby was getting better. And I'm like, okay, don't make a video. Like, you know how that looks. Your baby's literally in the hospital. Anyways, whatever. What do I know? Crazy. Okay, so we're done with the brows. They're a little bit stronger than I wanted them to be, but it's okay. Now we're gonna finish off the eye. It feels like it dried down a slight bit. So she goes in with, she has like Limitless Brown, I think, but sometimes I've seen her going with Endless Cacao also. And she doesn't do a ton on the eye. I'm just gonna go in very lightly with this. I'll try anyway. Definitely need to sharpen this. And she just kind of goes on the outer corner and she doesn't even really go much further than that. I think it's kind of just like the outer corner that she likes to just add like a tiny little flick. I don't know that's really even showing up that much. And maybe that's the point. We know I like a good wing. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. And then I will curl my lashes. Obviously, I'll have to go in on the other side also. And she goes in with this mascara, but I'm not. So I bought it, but I'm like, I'm not a huge fan. I don't know. Maybe it's just my lashes. I'm picky with mascara. This is the Lash Princess False Lash Effect, and I have Black Brown, which is the same one that she uses. But I think I'm going to go in with my MAC Stack in the brown shade, because I feel like that one just works better for me. And even though she doesn't do this, I am gonna gonna go in my waterline with, I think, my ash pencil. Or should I do a dark brown? I don't know. Maybe I'll go in with Makeup by Mario, actually. And then she also uses the Endless Cacao Artist Color Stick. First of all, I'm going to do my waterline. Let's not do too many things at once here, getting all confused. Okay, so I have Soft Brown, and I think I have Perfect Brown. Yes, Perfect Brown is the one that I want to go in with because it's a little bit darker. Soft Brown is more reddish. Anyway, does anyone watch that show? If you start, you're welcome. Okie dokie. Where is this mascara? Down here, all the way at the bottom. I have this little like bag that I put all my mascaras in. Oh, okay. Okay, so we're gonna go in with this, and like I said, I will go in with the Endless Cacao Stick on the lower lash line. Did I say that? If not, I meant to. And she also uses it to kind of like outline her lips. I usually use the Victoria Beckham contour stylus, but we'll go in with that one just for something different. See, this is the mascara for me, and what I like is that with this one, I feel like you can layer it without it getting too crazy clumpy. Don't get me wrong, I also been loving the Makeup by Mario Master Mascara. I'm just not using that one today because, well, she doesn't use that. She doesn't use this either, but I want to use a brown one. It's quite a dark brown. Basically a brown black. Sorry, I feel like I'm out of the frame here. But anyways, what do we think so far? This is very glossy for me. I will go in with this as well. This is the new Powder Melt Glass Setting Spray. I know. However, I'm gonna powder before I use it, and then I'm gonna go in with the other one. Because the other one kind of takes, this one helps to like melt your powders and make everything just look very pretty and skin-like. I feel like that one's been getting so much hype. And then I'm gonna go in with the other one, which really helps to make your makeup last and gives me a little bit more of a matte finish. And I think that'll be fine because I have so many glossy, shiny products that I could probably use that on my face. Just as I said, it doesn't get clumpy. It's a little clumpy in the corner there. But I have a really weird way of applying my mascara. I go like down like that instead of sideways. I don't know. I never even noticed that I did that until watching videos back, and I was like, what am I doing? Oh my goodness. I just keep clumping it more and more. Okay, we're gonna stop with the mascara for now. And I always take, don't do this at home, the corner of something, which is terrible, the corner of a product, and separate my lashes. I need one of those metal like mascara lash separators. I have the plastic one and it just doesn't, it kind of sucks. Okay, so we're gonna go in with the Endless Cacao, and like I said, she does smudge a little on the lower waterline, so that's what I'm gonna do. Hopefully these products don't end up all over my face. By the end of the day, because I am going for a workout, so this stuff may not last. I did contour the bottom of my nose just a tiny bit. I didn't do the sides, but I feel like when I was putting those products on, it just kind of contoured it for me. I was like, okay, I guess I don't need to. Okay, she puts very little of this. I'm definitely putting more than she uses. And then let's go back in with the Perfect Brown. All right. Okay, so we're done with that. We're gonna go in on the lips. So I don't have a lot of the products she uses on her lips. I am gonna use this. Like I said, she uses that to contour. Okay. I feel like I'm being very careful with everything, and she just kind of slaps it on and it looks so good. I'm like, what the heck? Oh, I have to go get it. But she does use the Rhode lip liner. So I'm gonna go grab mine and I will be right back. Got it. Sorry, it was in my purse. Okay, so I have the shade Twist. Yeah, just making sure. Sometimes she uses this one. I think she uses Balance, maybe. And then a lot of times she'll go in with the Refi. Oh my God. Sorry. A lot of times she'll go in with the Refi gloss. I do not own that. So let's go in with, I'm just gonna go in with the lipstick. I have to do my nude lip, okay? She does kind of have more of like a nudie type lip. So I went in with a tiny bit of peach stuff, but then I'm gonna go in with, I meant to go in with Flash Pot, but I grabbed peach stuff by mistake. And then I'm gonna go in with Act Natural. And just to be a little more true to her look, let's go in with a tiny bit more Twist, because I feel like I kind of wiped some of that away. Let's go in with a gloss. I don't know which one. Maybe let's go in with no, not this one. From Merit. This is Biarritz. Just a tiny little amount. And glowy, and it's gonna get glowier right now. So I'm just going to spray the face. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, what's happening with my hair? Just to kind of set everything down, I am going to just slightly place a tiny bit of powder again while it's still wet. I'll just use what was on the puff just to go in those extra shiny areas, basically just my T-zone. Why is it so red right there? I do not know. Okay. Fix his hair. My goodness. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with my other spray, just down here. The big boy. And it's just the On Till Dawn. No matter if I don't breathe it in, I still end up breathing it in. What the heck? Okay, I'm going to just add a teeny tiny bit more mascara and I will come back with the finished result. All right, so there we have the completed look. I don't know, tell me what you think. I think it just looks so good on her, and it's not the same on me. And probably because I'm not used to being this glowy. Like this cheek is, I don't know why I'm so red right here. But yeah, my face is really hot again. It's just what's wrong with my body. Yeah, so that's the completed look. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for coming back, and I'm sorry that I was gone again. Hopefully we're done with these weird one-off situations that keep happening, but I'm here. I'm hopefully here to stay. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. I love you. Bye.